Hey, Shanta Taylor. Wow, I feel like a newbie doing this. It's been so long. Hello, hello. Good evening. Happy St. Patty's Day. Hey, Brian. Hey. Hey, Gypsy Soul. Hey, Ursula. Hey, you guys. I feel like I haven't seen you in so long. Trying to represent in my green. Okay, so this green is not matching my eye makeup green, but I got on my green. Hey, Adina. Dina. Hey, hey, Neokia. Neokia. I hope I'm saying your name right. That's so pretty, Neokia. That is so pretty. Hey, happy St. Patty's Day. I'm sorry I'm a little late. I was trying to wait on my cell phone to charge. I was so busy writing. You got your book today? Yay! Oh, yeah. Let me get the book. Izzy, give me a book. The Ready Woman. Yay! Hey, Lakeish. Gosh, I haven't seen you guys in so long. I miss you guys. Oh my goodness. So Ursula, did you start reading the book yet? Or you just like looking at it and holding it and all of that stuff? Hey. So for those of you who don't know, this is the book Ursula's talking about. She got her book. I am so proud. I am so freaking proud of my book, The Ready Woman. She is here. How to bounce back from adversity, redesign your life for amazing love and real happiness in 9 steps. Yes, Lakeish, I miss you guys so much. So I'll talk a little bit about this throughout tonight's talk, as well as talk about it at the end, how you can secure your copy and why you would want The Ready Woman. So, okay, Ursula says she read chapter 1. I don't need that one yet. She said, I read chapter 1. So what did you think of chapter 1, Ursula? While we're just waiting on everybody to get on, and I'm still waiting on my other, I was going to do Instagram at the same time, but my phone is, Dina said, I can't wait to read it. Yay! Yes. I'm trying to wait on my phone to charge up, but I guess I'm going to have to do Instagram second. So, Bridget Williams, welcome. So I'm just talking and chatting it up with you guys before I start talking to give everybody a chance to come on. Hey, Justin, I liked your page, your music page. You are doing big things. I'm still here in Atlanta, Justin, and you have not seen me. I've been here over a year, and we still have not seen each other. What is up with that? What is up with that, Justin? Why are we just Facebook friends? Why are we not seeing each other? Hello? I'm so excited. I could definitely see pieces of me in your life story. Oh, Ursula, can I get the book? Yes, Bridget, you can get this book. And I only have a few left that I'm autographing because it's getting ready to go to Amazon and all the retailers. But the ones that I have, I'm actually taking the time to autograph and mail it out to you. So all you have to do is go to readywoman.co, www.readywoman.co, readywoman, I'm backwards, readywoman.co, not .com, .co, and don't put the, just put www.readywoman.co, and I'll put it in here. To get the book, it is www.readywoman.co. There you go. I put it in the description to get the book. Yes. Hey, Adrian. Hey. Gosh, I just feel like it's a reunion. I have been so out of pocket, and I'm so happy to be back. Oh, my goodness. It is so good to see you all. I'm even going to take questions tonight because I really miss you guys. I really miss you guys. What has been going on? So yes. Hey, girl. Hey, so this is The Ready Woman. For those of you who have not gotten your copy yet, I have a few left that I'm autographing and sending out. So this description is in the comment section. It is www.readywoman.co. And again, get these, the last that I have before it goes to Amazon, because once it goes to all the retailers, I won't be able to autograph it unless you come to a live event that I'm doing. And then, of course, I can autograph it then. But the ones that I have, my little fresh shipment that's almost gone, because, you know, we just did a big book launch about a week and a half ago. So I sold out almost all of them. So I have a few left. The boogeyman is real. Yes. Hey, Patrice. I was going to message you, Patrice. Hey, Patrice, Tanya, Plodin. I was going to, hey, Tiffany, your skin is glowing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I have to tell you, listen. The whole Ready Woman is getting ready to emerge. I don't know if y'all have been on my website lately, but she's going to be doing skincare. She's going to have her own cosmetic line. She's going to have her own bath and body products. She's going to be promoting her different clothes and stuff like that, as well as personal growth and development. So y'all like got me jumping ahead, but like we have this group, the Ready Woman group, that the women, we're getting ready to go on a retreat in June. And so like I was going to kind of enmesh this and wait for the end of me talking to talk about this. But listen, ladies, the Ready Woman Code group, they are bumping along. Life changes are happening to them really, really fast. And I would love for you guys to join the Ready Woman Code, because when you join the Ready Woman Code, you automatically get your autographed copy of the book, and you get the companion workbook journal that goes to that. And it is beautiful. It's color pages. It's actually the because I don't like when you get a hardcover book. I just feel some kind of way about people who write in hardcover books or highlight in hardcover books. So I created the companion so that you can write your notes, do the assignments after the end of the book in the companion journal, and still be on your journey and write your own, you know, diary stuff in there. So so there is a companion that goes to this. So anyway, I was just saying that to say, Patrice said, you know me. How many women are going? So it's intimate. So we actually, honestly, only have 3 spaces left because I wanted to keep it intimate. And I want us to have a great time, and I want to really pour it in, as well as have a lot of demonstration. Not me preaching and talking, but hands-on learning of the things that I teach in this book and also in the Ready Woman Code group. So like I was saying, if you get in the way to, you know, get into the retreat, you got to be in the group, because, you know, you don't want to be with a bunch of strangers, right? I want you guys to get in the Ready Woman Code. And again, matter of fact, I'll put the link to the Ready Woman Code in there as well. So you can be looking at that while you're looking at me talking tonight. So that is, are you going to have a swag bag? Of course. Yes, ma'am. But I want you to come. Patrice is here in Atlanta. The retreat is here in Atlanta. So I forgot to say that the retreat is here in Atlanta. I have 3 more spots available. I'm so happy. I wanted to keep it small and intimate. So I have 3 more slots, and it's only for those who are in the Ready Woman Code, it's $397, and that includes lodging, your food, your worksheets, you know, all the, you know, the workshops, all of that stuff. It's 3 days. So it's only $397, but you have to be in the Ready Woman Code. If you're not in the Ready Woman Code, it's going to be $497, okay? But I prefer you to already be in the group so that you can have your accountability partner and be hanging, you know the women and know what we're doing in the group, so it makes sense by the time we go to the retreat. The retreat is June 8th. Am I saying that right, Ursula? It's June 8th through the 10th. My schedule has gotten so crazy lately. Yeah, it's June 8th, Friday, June 8th through Sunday, June 10th. So, and it's here in Atlanta. Teddy Bo, hey. So I am writing now in the comment section how to get to the Ready Woman Code. agency.co, and forgive me for the long address. I'll shorten it up with a bit.ly link. Yes, June 8th through the 10th. Thank you, Ursula. Ready Woman Code. Okay, so if you look in the comments section, you'll see ultimatematchagency.co/Ready Woman Code. So yes, Patrice, I wanted you to be there. Be there, okay? Be there. So anywho, I think we are all here now, at least my OGs, my OG watchers. Hey, Miriam from London, you are wide awake. Let's see, Teddy Bo Jacobs. I don't know you, but welcome everybody. So tonight we are talking about suddenly single. Let me see if do I have enough to go live on Instagram too? Suddenly single. So in retrospect of doing this, it does not necessarily mean suddenly single like in a relationship all the time, even though that's where my head was, because I've been getting a lot of women joining the Ready Woman Code who want to eventually have love, but they're not at that level because they are newly divorced, or they were in a long-term relationship and it ended suddenly, or they lost someone and they passed away. I've experienced a loss recently. And so, you know, when you find yourself suddenly single, it doesn't necessarily mean with a partner. But of course, everything I do is with a partner intention. But I want you to know it could be suddenly single. You could, you know, have been in a job and been fired or let go. You could have had a good girlfriend or a good friend and you've parted ways. So, hey, Deborah Ashley, oh, your fabulous hair made me stop the scroll. Oh, thank you. Well, join us. I'm glad my hair brought you in. Thank you. Thank you. I love you guys. Thank you. So suddenly single, again, you know, of course, with the intent of a spouse or a significant other, but it could mean anything. And so I wanted to, this has been on my heart because lately I've been, you know, like I said, there are women coming in the Ready Woman Code who have experienced loss in relationships. And they want to be with somebody, but right now they're just not at that place where they can think about being with someone else. Also, I've experienced death and some deaths in, not literal deaths. I've experienced a literal death, but then also some death in some significant relationships that I have. So when you find yourself suddenly single or suddenly without that other person, there's things that you go through. So I wanted to take tonight, the time tonight, to kind of walk you through that and teach you through that. And I also talk about this in my book, The Ready Woman, shameless plug, she's here, The Ready Woman. And I'll just show you some of the chapters. I'll hold up some of the chapters so you can see if that sounds juicy for you. Acknowledge the nightmare, align your soul, reboot your spirit, rewrite your story, detox your life, feel your power, unleash her, activate your bliss, follow your bliss. So if that sounds juicy to you and you feel like this is where you are in your life, you're ready to bounce back from adversity, redesign your life for amazing love and real happiness in 9 steps, this is the book for you. And like I said, I have a few copies that I'm actually autographing and sending out to you before it goes to all the retailers, Amazon and all over, wherever books are sold, it'll be there. But I want to autograph and write something special to you. So if you go to www.readywoman.co, you can go ahead and secure your book. But again, if you join the group, the Ready Woman Code, that book and the journal, the companion journal, is a part of your onboarding into that program. And we're also, again, having a retreat in June, the Ready Woman Retreat. Eat, Pray, Self-Love. Eat, Pray, Self-Love, and that's June 8th through the 10th, I think. Yeah, June 8th through the 10th. So just got a lot going on, So back to the topic at hand. So we're talking about Suddenly Single. So I wrote out some things, and I just want to, get you through this, because as you will read in my book, there are so many times I found myself single or found myself having to be without, found myself having to redesign my life. But what I want to give you are the keys to decrease or minimize your suffering around this and help you bounce back better. Type that in. Hey, Sharonda, one of the co-authors of Diary of a Ready Woman and my stylist. So if you guys have been seeing the pictures floating around and I have that badass black and white striped dress on, that was Sharonda Granberry. She hooked the sister up. So, but welcome. So Suddenly Single. So type in the comment section, bounce back better. We are going to bounce back better. I want to know that you're with me. Type in the comment section, bounce back better. Okay, bounce back better. So the thing I want you to understand about being suddenly single is we have to accept that and acknowledge that sometimes when you're with a person, you grow and you're changed. Thank you guys. Bounce back better. Yes. When you're growing and you're changing, your desires will often grow and change. And sometimes when the two people are not growing and going in the same direction and the desires are not staying the same, it creates or leads to separation or parting of ways. Hello, Michelle. Good evening, sweetie. So it leads to a parting of ways. And sometimes that parting of ways is for a season, and sometimes it's for ever. Okay. And we have to really get this. As much as we believe and we desire to have love ever after, as much as we want love ever after, we have to understand at some point, whether it's through death, whether it's through, a difference of opinion, whether it's through, just life changes, own growth, their growth, your desires shifting, life together ever after really does not exist. So when we think about having a life partner, when we think about, this my best friend to the end, when we say those kind of things, we have to be mindful that life changes. Life can hurt. Life can hurt and loss can be devastating. But this is what life is. Life and death happens. Life, when somebody comes to us and joins to us, helps us, loves us, gets us to a certain level in our life, and then for whatever reason, the relationship is dissolved. Whether, like I said, it's through death or just a disagreement or you've grown apart, whatever happens, it's going to happen. So one, we have to get out of our mind that this is forever. Nothing is forever. Your own mortality is not forever. Okay? So we have to understand that nothing is forever and nothing stays the same. That's why we have seasons. You have the seasons where the summer, it's hot, blazing heat outside, and you have the fall where the leaves change and they fall to the ground. You have winter where things are barren and it's cold. And then if you get through the winter, you have spring when things bloom, new life happens and it comes alive. As there is seasons, there are also seasons of your life. So when you're suddenly single, it just means that you're getting ready to go through a new season in your life. And I know it's not easy to hear, but it's the truth. It just means there is a new season in your life, okay? So when this happens, the best and safest place to be is surrounding yourself with people and experiences that make you happy. Surround yourself with people and experiences that make you happy. When you're in the Ready Woman Code, what we do is a structured type program. And that structured type program is they're on a 12-month journey. And as they're on this 12-month journey, it's so structured that they're learning day by day how to surround themselves with new people and how to surround themselves and begin to experience new experiences. Okay, so it's very strategic in the Ready Woman Code how I laid out that program, because people are at different levels in their seasons of being single. Okay, some people are in a season they're new at being single. Some have been single for a long time, and some are getting ready to go into their new season where that means with someone. Okay, so the best way to do this initially is to surround yourself with new experiences and with people and good people and being in good places. Okay, and what creates anger and bitterness and self-doubt is trying to understand the why. Why did this happen? Why is this happening to me? Why now? When you're trying to understand that why, when you don't have the answer to that why, particularly, it stings, it hurts, and it fills your head a lot of times with self-doubt and insecurities about where you are, insecurities about other people, insecurities about what people think of you, insecurities. Sometimes, as you will see in the Ready Woman, in my book, Ready Woman, insecurities, hey, Stacey Banks Houston, even insecurities about your spiritual walk with God. There were so many times that I just didn't want to do God. I was like, God, you can't be God and letting me go through all this stuff. This doesn't make sense to me. So there are times when you experience those deep hurts and those deep disappointments and you can't figure out the why. That why will have you doubting and angry about everything. But what I want to do tonight is give you 3 simple steps to help you bounce back better in no time at all. Okay, we already typed in there bounce back better, but I want you guys to feel that. Say that with me, even though I can't hear you, but I want to feel you vibrationally. Say, I'm about to bounce back better. Okay, I want to feel that. I'm about to bounce back better. Okay, so even though we said that, we have to understand that we sometimes we get to a place in life where your heart and that person has, left you, and now there's a void. Okay, the void is real. The void is real. What is a void? A dark hole, a dark, empty space. Yes, bounce back better. BBB. I like that. BBB. So when that person leaves, or the situation changes, it leaves a void, and that void is serious. But to fill that void and bounce back better, you've got to give yourself, write this down, because I told you guys to bring your journal, get you something smooth to drink, and get you a pen, because this is class. I'm back now. I'm back, and it's time to bounce back better. Okay. So vacation is over. I don't know what y'all been doing for these last couple of months, but the girl is back. All right. So the number one thing I need you to do, and this is not part of the 3 things, but we're going to set the atmosphere for you to bounce back better. Give yourself 90 days to 6 months to grieve. Give yourself 90 days to 6 months to grieve. And now when I say give yourself 90 days to 6 months to grieve, I don't mean to grieve to mean to fall apart and be walking around like you just lost your best friend and angry at the world and not praying or not meditating and just letting yourself go. I'm not talking about that, because we got grieving all misconstrued. Okay, so I'm going to break this down for you. And especially I talk about this in chapter 1, acknowledge your nightmare. Chapter 1 of the book, The Ready Woman, acknowledge your nightmare. Grieving just means that. Acknowledge your nightmare. Okay, going through the grief process, I want you to learn how to grieve, because we haven't been taught to grieve. So I want you to learn how to grieve, and going through the grief process and understanding what that is. Because what are we talking about? That person has left, and now there is a void. A void meaning a dark, empty place, a hole, okay? Because where they were once there, they are no longer there. So that place now is empty, and it stings, especially if the why has not been made known to you, okay? All right, so let's talk about the grief. So I said, give yourself 90 days to 6 months to grieve. What am I talking about? Grieving means going through and understanding, acknowledging, and knowing that the nightmare happened. Something happened, okay? Acknowledging that, all right? But the way the body and the mind, the psyche has to acknowledge things is it goes through, as Elizabeth Kubler-Ross said, is it goes through 5 stages. So to grieve, I say give yourself 90 days to 6 months to grieve. That means you be on a mancation, okay? So if this is a spouse, or this is someone you're divorced, this is someone you were with for a while and it's over, you got to go through the process. So do not date anybody else. So when I said it earlier, to fill yourself with good people and be in a good, good experiences and good people, I don't mean go back out there and start dating again. I mean grieve first, okay? Because people who don't grieve and don't grieve correctly, they become hell on wheels. They become chaos in motion, okay? So I don't want you to be chaos in motion, and I don't want you to attract chaos in motion, or another person that's hell on wheels, or that's going to re-injure your sore, your hurt, your disappointment. So you have got to, hey, Marilyn Peters, Latham, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. So you've got to grieve properly. So what is grieving? Write this down, my sisters. Write this down, my brothers. You've got to go through the denial. You've got to go through the anger. You got to go through the bargaining, you got to go through the depression, and you got to go through the acceptance, okay? So what does that mean? Denial. Denial is when you're holding on to what was. A lot of times we re-injure ourselves because we're holding on to what was. That's denial. That's denial that the end has come, okay? And anytime you are in denial that the end has come, it's like the Bible says you're like a dog that goes back and eats its throw up, okay? You are constantly regurgitating and eating your throw up. When it's over, it's over. But you have to give your psyche enough time to catch up with your reality. Listen to what I'm saying. Write that down. You have to give your mind enough time to catch up with what's real. So that is called the denial process, okay? Hell on wheels is bound to crash. Yes, Stacy, hell on wheels is bound to crash and burn other people at that, okay? Because you get both ways. You get the person that is crashing because they keep meeting other people with hell on wheels, and then you get the person that they said, well, I'll never let another person do this, that, and the other to me, and then they become hell on wheels and they start crashing and burning other people for no apparent reasons, only that they have not grieved properly. So denial, holding on. You got to get, this is why you need that 90 days to 6 months at least, but you got to know yourself as well. 90 days to 6 months to go through the denial process, okay? All right, and that's when you're trying to be like, this can't be, this can't be. I gave my all, I've done this, this can't be. I wonder, you just going through that, okay? So you got to go through that. Then you got to go to the anger. What is anger? Holding on to the pain of it all. Holding on to feeling the disrespect of it all. Holding on to feeling the disappointment of it all. You're holding on to that. And by holding on to that, it's turning that love that was there into that hate, or what we say, that anger. And what does anger want to do? Anger wants to destroy. Anger kills, steal, and destroy, okay? So you got to go through that anger, right? But you got to go through it through that 90 and that 60 days, okay? 90 to 6 months, 90 days to 6 months. You know yourself, right? So you got to give yourself time to go through that anger. So it's not good to be dating or doing any other thing that involves the heart, the matter of the heart, because you got to go through the anger. Then you got to go through the bargaining. What's bargaining? Bargaining is going through your head, and that's where the insecurities creep in. It's going through your head and said, what if I cooked more? What if I was nicer? What if I gave you more sex? What if I, did some of the things he wanted. What if? So you start kind of blaming yourself for the situation at hand. What if I would have, been more available? What if I didn't have such a successful career? What if I would have talked nicer or whatever? So that is the bargaining. You got to give yourself time to go through that, because during the bargaining stage, the what if stage, if you're dating again, you'll turn into a pleaser. A pleaser means that you will do anything to keep the other person in your life. That means no matter how you feel, how they're disrespecting you, how they're not living up to your standards, when you're a pleaser, you don't care. You just want somebody. And so that's why you need to be alone during this time. Then you have to go through the depression. Hey, Marla Michelle, you have to go through the depression. The depression is that hopeless feeling, like I will never be able to find love. Why can't I ever find love? Why does everybody I get treat me like this? I feel hopeless. It just does not exist, okay? And I talk about that in my book so many times, because I used to feel like I was not a candidate for love. I used to feel like I wasn't a candidate for people to want me around, and everybody was disrespecting me. And like Ursula was saying, chapter 1, I talked about being bullied by life. I felt like I was being bullied by life. I was in a heavy depression to the point of medication, because I felt like I was being bullied by life. That's because I didn't grieve properly with all the trauma that I had experienced and the losses that I had experienced, okay? Then you go to acceptance. Why do you need the 90 days to 6 months? Because you have to get to acceptance. What is acceptance? Acceptance, the ability to move on without feeling the denial, the anger, the bargaining, and the depression. You have said, okay, this has happened, and now I need to move on. So you have got to get, hey, good stuff. Thank you. So you have got to get to the acceptance. If you know, and now here's the thing about going through the grief process. Some people need a year, some people need 2 years, but I need you to know that the grief process, if you don't go through the grief process, you will never bounce back better. And sometimes when you're going through the grieving process, you don't just go from denial to anger to bargaining to depression to acceptance. Sometimes you cycle through all of them constantly all the time, right? So you gotta, and that's just your mind and your emotions trying to find balance. It can't find balance. So it's cycling through all these things and all these thoughts, okay? So that's why you gotta put yourself in a proverbial time out. You gotta put yourself in time out, okay? A healthy person is gonna put themselves in time out, okay? So give yourself time to cry it out. What do I want you to cry? Because so many times we try not to cry, but crying is cleansing of the soul, okay? Crying is cleansing of the soul. I didn't say be pitiful. I said cry. You got to cry it out. Sometimes crying is cleansing to the soul. And why do we need to cleanse the soul? Because the soul needs a bath. When that soul, your soul is your mind, your will, and your emotions. Again, in the book, The Ready Woman, I talk about what the soul is. I talk about, how to heal the soul and all of that stuff. So, but for the sake of tonight, the soul needs to heal itself and it needs to repair itself. And one of the ways it repairs itself is through crying and cleansing, okay? Because once you cleanse the soul, then joy comes. And for those of you who are biblically inclined, it says weeping endures for a night, but joy comes in the morning. So joy never comes if you don't weep, okay? I'll say that again, write that down. Joy never comes if you never weep, okay? You gotta weep sometimes. You gotta cry your eyeballs out, but joy will never come if you don't weep. Now, I didn't say be pitiful. There's a difference. I didn't say stay in depression. There's a difference. I didn't say stay in anger. There's a difference. But when you cry it out, you cleanse your soul. So now that I've set that atmosphere and we've got that, let's go into the 3 things you have to do to bounce back better, okay? Suddenly single, now we got to bounce back better. Number 1, set a time to end your grieving and crying. You are the CEO of your life. Yes, right. You are the chief executive officer of your life and your experiences. That means you are in control. So despite what you feel someone took away from you, they took nothing from you. What they did was usher you into the next level of your life. Write that down. They didn't take anything. They ushered you into the next level of your life. And what helps you bounce back better is the understanding that no one can take anything from you, but the only thing they can do you is push you forward, is push you into your destiny, push you into your new love experience, push you into your purpose, okay? So let's remember that. Set a time to grieve. So here's what I tell my clients. I tell them, okay, this has happened. We acknowledge the nightmare, chapter 1, the ready woman. We acknowledge the nightmare. So now what we need to do is set time that we are going to allow ourselves to go through this. Because sometimes you got to talk to yourself. You say, you write this down, and like I have this journal, my new journal from Levette. I have my new journal, and I write everything. I'm a journaling girl. And that's why I made the companion journal to the Ready Woman, because everything that I wish I had in a journal, I made it in the companion journal for the Ready Woman, okay? But give yourself a set time to grieve. That means if you're going to grieve, you agree you're going to grieve for 90 days, and at the end of 90 days, that's it, then you have to have a bond with yourself, and you have to have that control and say, that's it. I ain't crying over this no more. That's it. I'm not going to be angry over this no more. That's it. I'm not going to sit up here and doubt my self-worth over this anymore. That's it. I'm not going to feel hopeless anymore. So you have to give yourself a set time to cry it out and to go through your grieving process. So if you say, I'm going to grieve for 6 months, grieve for the full 6 months. If you say, I'm going to grieve for 2 weeks, grieve your hardest for 2 weeks. But know that you are the CEO of your life. And what did I say? No one takes anything from you, but they push you into a new era of your life, okay? Number 2. The second thing you're going to do to bounce back better is replace your why. Remember, that's what causes everything, that why. Why me? Why did this happen? Why? I mean, what did I do? God, I'm trying to do your will and I'm still getting hurt. Why? Replace why with what's next. Write that down. Replace why with what's next. So when you replace why with what's next, you don't focus on the why, because why keeps you in depression. It keeps you hopeless. It keeps you a victim. But if you say, all right, number 1, I'm done grieving. Number 2, that void. Remember we talked about that empty place? The empty place becomes filled when you have a plan for what's next. When you can say what's next, when you write down and say, this is what I'm getting ready to do. This is who I'm going to be. This is where I'm going. When you're busy on your strategic plan, not hiding, because some women will hide. Some men will hide. They will hide behind their work. They will hide behind, destructive patterns, sex, all kinds of talking about, I'm living my life. I'm going to be free. When I wasn't doing all this, nobody respected me, so now I'm going to do what I want. When you do that, that's in hiding. And that is an immature person. That is hell's on wheels. That is chaos waiting to crash, okay? So, but when you are mature, you replace the why with what's next and create your strategic plan. What are you going to do now that this void is here? How are you going to heal it? How are you going to replace it? And when you join the Ready Woman Code program, we give you a strategic plan on how to fill those voids so you bounce back better with ease and with accountability and with a group of like-minded women going in the same direction, okay? So that's number 1, was set a set time to grieve. Number 2 is replace your why with what's next, okay? So because you need a plan to revive and redesign your life. Redefine who you are now. Not who you was, not who you was with the person, not all of that stuff, but who are you now, okay? And then number 3, you're going to shift your behavior with doing the opposite of what you would normally do. So that is one of the hardest. It seems simple, but it's not. It is one of the hardest behaviors to do, is shift from what you would normally do to doing something different. That's that complete opposite. So if you are, let me give you an example. If you are a person that is confrontational, or you are a person that, let me give an example. You know, you have to be right. You have to prove your truth. You have to be, you know, in people's face, direct. Then you want to do the opposite. Because what's happening is a new you is trying to emerge, because the old you has taken you as far as you can go. So this new you is trying to emerge. So if you are confrontational, I got to let them know how I feel, I got to do this, that, and the other, then you want to do the opposite. You want to hold back and become more reflective. Think more before you speak. If you're the person that's always reflective and always quiet and not saying what your truth, not saying what you need to say, then you need to be the opposite. You need to be more, confrontive and more direct and more open. So you want to do the opposite. If you're the person, when you get angry, you shut down and you stay to yourself and you're quiet and you just kind of mind your own business, you're the person that you need to do the opposite. You need to not shut down and get quiet. You need to start going out. You need to start traveling. You need to start picking out and going to meetups and all kind of stuff. You need to do the opposite. Because why? A new you is trying to emerge, because the soul is recreating itself after the suddenly single, okay? So what I want to share with you is, let me go back to it again. So number one, set a set time to grieve. Go through that grief and loss process, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, until you get to acceptance. How you know you're in acceptance is because you can laugh about it. When you can laugh about it, you know that you are in acceptance. When it don't sting no more, when it doesn't direct your behavior, you know that you are in acceptance. So number one, set a set time to grieve. And I said grieving usually takes between 90 days and 6 months, okay? Then number two, you're going to replace the why. Why did this happen? You're going to replace your why with what's next. Make sure you write that down. Replace my why with what's next. And then the last thing you're going to do is shift your behavior and be conscious and start doing things that are opposite of what you would normally do. And so I want to leave that with you here. But what I want to say is, first of all, I'm very honored for all of you jumping on here, engaging me, and listening to what I had to say. And I'm hoping that this has helped you get through this suddenly single portion or part, okay, of your life. And I'm hoping it's going to help you bounce back better, because now you have a strategic plan to bounce back better, okay? But what I want to also say is, the women in the Ready Woman Code program, I'm getting testimonials daily about how this program is making them so much better, so much more alert, so much more alive, and feeling things that they've never felt before, and feeling proud of themselves, okay? Because before you can connect to another person, you've got to connect to yourself. And oftentimes we feel like we're an island and we can do things ourselves. But I want to tell you, when you want an extraordinary life, when you want an extraordinary love relationship, you got to do something extraordinary than what you've already been doing. And so I'm inviting you to come and join us at the Ready Woman Code, okay? We have an online community. And some of the things what you're getting is, you're going to, when you first start, you get a 5-day orientation. Okay, so that sets you up with the 5-day orientation. And let me tell you, you can be single, you can be newly divorced, you could have been single for a long time, you can even be married, but you need a reset. You need a relationship reset. Say that with me. Sometimes we need a relationship reset. So if you find yourself that you need a relationship reset, you find yourself that you are single and you've been single for way too long, you find yourself that you are newly single and you just are trying to figure this thing out, figure out who you are again, the Ready Woman Code is your family. It's your family, and it's what you need, okay? It's what you will benefit from. The strategicness of it, it's what you will benefit from. So it's in the comment section how to get to the Ready Woman Code. code. But again, you get a 5-day orientation. After the 5-day orientation, then you jump in with a 10-day challenge. That 10-day challenge is called Heal and Love Again. And that has rocked everybody's world. There are 10-minute short videos with assignments that you do, and it just rocks your world, okay? So you have the Heal and Love Again, and then after Heal and Love Again, then you go into the journey of the Ready Woman. So you take each chapter. Now what we do is some people try to read the whole book all at once, and they forgot what they read, they highlighted a few things, or they don't commit to it. But I've set it up so that we are going through it month by month and grasping, taking ownership of being the Ready Woman. And so you do that once a month, and then we come together for a class. Like we have a class tomorrow night, much more personable and in depth, like what we're doing now. But we have a class monthly that teaches on a different subject matter that helps them as supplemental and helps them grow even more and obtain what they want. So we have that every month. And then we have our private group where we're talking and chatting and doing testimonials and all of that stuff, showing our work and our assignments. We have accountability partners that we switch up every month so that you get to meet a new sister that will help you stay committed to your journey of you, okay? Your journey of you on your way to journey of love. So you have that. And then, as I said, this is the textbook, The Ready Woman, and it comes with a companion journal. And in June 8th through the 10th, we're all getting together and we're having a retreat right here in Atlanta, Georgia, a 3-day retreat. And it's $397 for those who are in the Ready Woman Code. If you're not in the Ready Woman Code, then it's $497 if you're not in the Ready Woman Code, but it would make more sense to be in the Ready Woman Code. So listen, I am so happy you guys hung out with me tonight. I am Nikisha Michelle, the Love Joy Inn, and the owner of Ultimate Match Love Agency. And what we do is matchmaking and dating services. And I'm also the visionary behind the brand, The Ready Woman. And until we meet or speak, hug yourself for me. If there are any questions, I definitely will entertain any questions you have for a few minutes. If you have any questions over anything I talked about, I'll give you a few minutes because I have to run over to Instagram because I wasn't able to tape this. Usually I try to do Instagram and Facebook together, but I wasn't able to because my phone wasn't charged. But if there are not any questions, listen, until we meet or speak, hug yourself for me, and I'll see you real soon. But I want to see you inside the Ready Woman, the Ready Woman Code. Remember, do something that you've never done before, okay? Join up with the sisters, link up with the sisters so you can get the instruction, the direction, the camaraderie that you need in this phase, in this stage of your life so that you can bounce back better, okay? All right, good night.